everyone who looks around and wonders, well, how did the Zio state become so overwhelmingly strong within our culture that we didn't see it? We don't understand why these people who seem to be very judgmental, egotistical, nasty, supremacist, genocidal. And yet, for some reason, we can't seem to shake them like a bad cold. There's a reason for that. Because they control, in many respects, again, it's a stereotype, but it's a true stereotype. They control so much of the financial infrastructure in our country. Hence why, when it comes to our major social media platforms, as we have seen over the past 2 years, they can make very decisive moves without consulting anybody other than a small circle of people who have very exceptional vested interest in seeing the Zio state succeed. And one of those people who doesn't get talked about nearly enough because so much attention gets drawn, particularly to Elon with X, is Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook, aka Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. And so this little doozy, which is apparently not being shared in too many places, but is now, Colin, can you please blow that up? It is the fourth most censored story of the year, which is at the direction of the Israeli government. Meta launched the largest coordinated censorship campaign in modern history. Now, would you care to guess when that started? I think most people would agree that it's not hard to figure out that shortly thereafter, October 7th, there has been a censorship campaign at a level that I don't think many people truly contemplate. It's in the tens of millions of blocked commentary.
Now, I only saw this on Instagram, by the way. Like, this came up on my Instagram feed, and I forwarded it to you. So I'm like, okay, this looks important. But then when I looked into it, I couldn't find any like substantive articles. So it's really interesting. So I'm thankful that Project Censored addresses this.
I don't know if Dropsite News has any articles behind a paywall. It is certainly possible that this may have been, but I believe that that is the only other reputable site that I'm aware of that actually covered this story in any capacity. But remember, we are living in an ever more present censorship age where just about everything that we talk about is subject to being removed. Or in the case of our channel covering Hind Rajab's story, just having it not only removed, but penalizing our channel and putting us basically in timeout, as Jen likes to say, which they tend to do every once in a while, depending on their mood. And so this is an example here where Meta undertakes sweeping crackdown of Facebook and Instagram posts at Israel's request. Well, my first question is, why is Meta taking any advice whatsoever from anything that is coming out of Israel? What do they have to do with how we run our country? But as we've pointed out, anyone who has seen the movie Network from many years before, the elites do not believe in countries or borders. They just believe in the bottom line. And if the bottom line is best suited to facilitate whatever Israel is up to, then that's what they will do. You want to talk about the most traitorous people to the United States of America? The people who run the country. They hate America and the idea of what this country is supposed to be more than anybody. That's why our lives are as miserable as they are.
They don't have countries. Capital doesn't have countries. Capital is global. These oligarchs are invested all over the world. It doesn't matter. Right now, United States, we're the global hegemon right now. We have the currency right now for who knows how much longer. But when that shifts, these oligarchs and the capital class, that's global. This is a global situation. They don't give a crap about borders. They just, they're all diversified.
Looks like your old friend is involved in some riffraff nonsense.
1R, 1L.
I don't know what that means, but
What does what mean?
One R, one L, one R,
Her
one L.
name.
That okay? Maybe that was intentional. I don't know.
I don't know. What?
Yeah, but that shouldn't surprise anybody. Since October 2023, Meta has acted on 94% of the Israeli government's requests to take down 94%. 94% of the time, when Israel says, take down this post, okay, I'll do it. That are critical of Israel or even vaguely supportive of Palestine. So how about that? They are more concerned not with whether you're criticizing Israel. They're concerned with that for sure. But they're even more concerned with you saying Palestine, supporting Palestine. That concerns them more than anything else.
G. Needler, agreed. Sorry about that.
I didn't even catch it. But
well, it was a comment to not refer to these capital assholes as elites because they are not better than us. They're predatory. They're the predators. They're the predator class. Let's call it that. I agree.
And at the very bottom, as of November 2025, corporate media has not covered this story once. But no surprise.
That's amazing. I mean, no, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know why I'm even surprised.
Expected. In fact, if they did cover it, that would be the more surprising element. And one more, Colin. Dropsite News characterized Meta's response to the Israeli government's takedown request campaign, which resulted in an estimated 38.8 million posts being removed, banned, or suppressed, as the largest mass censorship operation in modern history. You can rest assured that some of our content is definitely a part of that.
But people need to understand. So when we look at people, like we always talk about Stephen Miller as like Goebbels and the propaganda and that how they spin everything and how we're so filtered and all of that. But this isn't a party thing. This isn't a party thing. It's all of them. It's all of them. It is just, we are in such an information bubble in this country. I'm telling you, we're like the Truman Show here.
Well, the way I see it, not everyone is awake, but those that are never going back to sleep and are aware of their tactics, what they employ, such as mass censorship across the board. And as a result, we will continue to suffer as a channel as a result of that. But that's okay. Today, we got lucky. Today, we had a clip go viral.
We did?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one about the rabbi at the synagogue in New York City basically saying how, we're going to have to deal with Zoran if he gets out of line. Yeah. At least he's telling the truth. I mean, we know they will try something. But I said, for anybody, whether they like Zoran or not, if he does nothing but end the city contracts between New York and Israel, I mean, you could build a statue for him right now. I'll believe it when I see it. But as much as $13+ billion, billion with a B, annually is invested between Israel and New York City. You fuck with
How much is invested between the state of California and Israel?
I don't know, but Wall Street is the financial capital of the world. And so it's not surprising that much money is moving between Tel Aviv and New York City on an annual basis. So if you think about how long this charade's been going on for multiple generations, it's in the hundreds of billions, if not probably bordering on the trillions of dollars now. So as a result, if Zoran does even attempt to go down this road, he has to protect himself, because that is how you get killed.
How did we get onto Zoran? We were talking about the Meta story, and you see, this is how it goes.
We're talking about the financial impact of getting in the way of Israel's project. That's why the censorship is as rampant as it is. So if you even attempt to get in the way of that money train, well, you'll find out very quickly how people end up getting eliminated. I still maintain that that's the reason why Charlie was eliminated, because he bit the hand that fed him for many years. He decided he didn't want to be party to what they were up to anymore. He decided, I can go out and do it on my own. And the people who got him there said, no, you're not. You're not going anywhere. And he refused. And well, you know what happened.
And I think the bigger point about the Meta story is that we are so censored and controlled by three companies that control what we can see, what we can say, all of these things. And it's really scary. I think it's really scary. And Meta is, obviously big, but it's Google, it's whatever it is. And these companies, they're predatory.